hello to those that are new and welcome back to those that are returning. I am the Jazzy Gem Tarot, and this is my beautiful, lovely, abundant channel. I enjoy the fact that y'all are loving my readings. Like, that is such a wonderful thing to me, because it's just like where I was getting no attention, people are now like paying attention to my readings, and it's so cool. I'm just very grateful that I'm attracting my collective. I'm attracting those that need to hear my messages, or those that want to hear my voice in general. Like, it's just really amazing. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to do an overview for August, since this video is going to be posting on Monday, July 31st. So I want this to be like going into the new month, seeing the vibe. I'm not gonna do beginning, middle, end, just the overall general energy that August is going to be bringing into our lives this year. And I'm just excited. I'm ready for July to be over. It was kind of a mess to begin with, if y'all understand where I'm coming from, okay? But before we get into the reading, you can find me on Twitter at Peaches and Ukes, or the Soft Jimmy, my fault. And then you can also find me on TikTok at Jazzy the Jimmy. And everything you need from me will be in my description box down below. I am open for readings, and I plan on opening a Fiverr soon, so stay tuned for that, okay? So I'm going to pull some not general, but like, what's gonna be the overall theme, and what lessons and energy is August bringing to my beautiful collective? What are we going to be experiencing? What is the highlight? What is a key word for the month of August 2023? Ooh, okay. For the month of August 2023, what's the overall theme that we will be experiencing for August? Okay, so we have self-esteem and humor, okay, and on the bottom is forgiveness. I believe forgiveness popped out when, I think forgiveness was the one that was wanting to come out, and doubt at the top. Ooh, okay. So with forgiveness being like the overall energy on the bottom of the deck, we're having to deal with a lot of internal issues, or like relationships and just situations in general that deserve us to look at it from a subjective and objective view from all angles. And we have to understand that we have to release certain people, certain things, certain objects, certain jobs from our energy in order for us to be able to move on. If you can't forgive something, you're going to dwell on it. You're going to stay stuck on it, okay? And it says, I acknowledge that harboring resentment blocks the flow of love. The last thing we want to do is block our energy, is to block our loving, compassionate selves. That's like Kuan Yin energy. She's all like, I'm going to love you, and I'm going to give you what you need, but I'm not going to sacrifice my health, my wealth, my abundance for you. So I'm going to love you from a distance. Kuan Yin might be an important figure in this moment, but anyway, besides that, paying attention to what we need to forgive and what we need to release and what we no longer need to hold on to. And that leads into self-esteem and humor. Self-esteem says, I possess the gifts of the soul that benefit me and others. While humor is talking about, I choose to focus on the lighter side of life. So when it comes to forgiveness and humor, that kind of goes hand in hand. We are no longer focusing on the resentment we have towards what these people did or what the situation caused, because now we are focused more on our happiness. We're focused on what makes us smile, what makes us laugh. Looking at life and seeing the jokes within it, even though right now it may feel sad. But going into August, we are choosing a different mindset. We are no longer staying and dwelling in this energy that July has brought into our lives. Because I feel like for most of us, or for a lot of us, we went through a period where it was kind of like dark clouds, negative energy. It seemed like we were going through some bad luck. Like, I'm not too sure if July had a Mercury retrograde in it, but I don't think it did. But it just felt like the energy shifted, and a lot of the stuff that had happened didn't necessarily need to happen, but it was just like an explosion of just chaotic energy all over the place, in my opinion, because that's pretty much what happened to myself. I don't want to project that onto the reading, but the people that I have been close to and the people that I have experienced in this time period has gone through the similar energy shifts, if that makes sense. But alongside with humor, we also have self-esteem, and we're having to see where our self-esteem state is. Is it low? Is it high? Is it like overactive, underactive type thing? How do we view ourselves? Do we think that we are worthy of our gifts? Do we think that we are worthy of success? Do we think that we are deserving of love and everything else that comes with it? Do we love ourselves enough to take ourselves out of situations that no longer benefit us, especially when we're being used and we're being told that we're nothing? And it's just, you're reassessing going into the month of August. You're reassessing the things that are hindering you mentally and physically. What are people telling you on a daily basis? What are you telling yourself when you look in the mirror? So this is just a month of reassessment, looking into a different direction, changing the mindset into a more positive light. Oh, I like that a lot, especially if you've been through a dark period of time and this has felt like it was the end all be all. This energy has felt like it was non-stop. It was one thing after another. Your car broke down, your phone broke, you had to pay a bill that was out of the blue, somebody crashed into you type thing. You just have to realize that that is not the end all be all, that you were just, it was just a victim of circumstance. You had to go through this energy for it to be expelled and explode and whatever have you. It was just a different way to release something. If you've been like not releasing any type of energy, you've just been neutral this whole month in regards to your emotions and your emotional state and your mental. All right, I need water, hold on. But yes, and let me see what light worker needs to give us some messages of encouragement along with our soul's journey. All right, so this is more like advice or like guidance in regards to where we need to go when it comes down to the month of August. I don't know all of these people, I don't know all of these light workers and goddesses or whatever have you, but ooh, hold on, I'm gonna keep shuffling. See, I can't even say his name. Kuthami? I don't know. And it's like cloak of wisdom. You already know the answer you seek. Trust what you know. I'll just allow y'all to see that so that way you can get the name and stuff if that's an important character or guide for you. So basically, Spirit's just like if you're asking yourself a question and you're trying to guide yourself through a situation, you already know what fat you need to cut. You already know where you're coming up short. You already know how you failed yourself. Now you're not a failure and you can pick yourself back up and pick up the pieces. And this is something that you're learning, right? Through self-esteem, reassessing how you're feeling, reassessing where your mindset is, and then trying to shift your mindset as well into a more happy, a happy Buddha state. It kind of reminds me of like when you go into Chinese restaurants, sometimes they have like the jade, I don't know what his name, I don't think it's the Buddha itself, but he's just a happy person, and he brings joy to everyone that sees him, and he brings abundance to everyone that sees him. But it's just like you go into Chinese restaurants and he's sitting right there by the counter. All right, let's go ahead and see what messages do we need for the month of August, Spirit. What messages do my collective need for the month of August? What light worker is significant at this time? Mary Madeline, Teacher Awakens. we'll get somewhere. Sometimes it takes a minute. I haven't used these cards in a while, so may just need to wake them up. Okay, thank you. See, I'm going to take this one, but I'm also going to look at the ones that fell out. We have Awakening Presence, El Moria. Like I said, I don't know. And then Diana, Focused Intention. Both are purple. One's a third eye one, one's a crown chakra one. But those might be some important areas that you need to focus on. Lord Ganesh at the bottom, Infinite Abundance. So with Lord Ganesh being on the bottom, they're saying obstacles are being removed, spiritual support and connections are increasing. So throughout this month of August, like the overall energy is just removing blockages, seeing where you are blocked within yourself and within your situation, and moving through that while connecting with spirit and listening to the messages that are for you. And with the increasing of an infinite abundance is just like you're growing your garden to where you can eat the fruit from yourself, where you can allow yourself to be beautiful and flourish in your journey of learning who you are and your talents. And I know that's pretty broad, but it's just like, what is it? If you've been going through like a situation within yourself and you're like, I want to post on YouTube, but I don't think I'm good enough. If you start now type thing, if you start now, that growth will only flourish, because as you become more consistent with yourself, your channel will show that. Or it's just like, even if it's not you wanting to be a YouTuber, maybe you're wanting to write music, maybe you're wanting to create candles and new fragrances, even though that is a very what do people say, saturated area. No one can be you. No one can do things in a certain way that you do them. Your talent is specifically tailored to you. Your voice is different. The way you make your candles are different. The intention you put behind yourself and your business is different. So it's just like, you have to realize that yes, this is overly saturated, but no one can be you. No one can do the things that you do. And it's just like, you can't downplay how amazing you are, or just how much you're growing, just because you yourself look in the mirror and don't see that. But either way, that's a whole different thing. So I cannot say his name. I'm not even gonna bother, okay? But the main message is higher learning. I have learned from experience. More inner study is now required to further my progress. So this is very much a like Pentacles card to me. It kind of reminds me of the Page of Pentacles, where this person is learning, they're in their books, they're over here, they're absorbing everything from life itself. Even though I understand the Page of Pentacles is talking about, you have the experience, now go ahead and go get it. This is like the stage before. You have the initial knowledge to make movement, to create movement throughout the month of August, right? But now you're actually doing the research. You're figuring out what hashtags you need to use for your post to grow. You're figuring out what type of poetry your audience would like, or what type of poetry you want to write. You're figuring out how you want to draw, or what type of photography you want to focus on, whether that's nature, whether that's real life, whether that is what is it, like athletics or whatever. Hold on, need water again. But it's just like, I know those are creative ideas, but it also could be that you have gone through a certain stage in your medical career, and now it's time to take that step forward. If you've been thinking about it, you probably don't need to be a nurse. You probably need to become that doctor, because you have a lot of knowledge, you have a lot of skill. You could progress in that field, like becoming a brain surgeon. I know it's not as simple as that, but I'm just saying, like, your energy is beneficial in that field. But people tell you that because you're a woman, because you are you've had less years, you're not as experienced, that you shouldn't do this because it's going to take too long and you want a fast and easy degree. Do what makes you happy. I understand going to college is a lot of money, but it's just like, if you can go and reach limits that you never thought you could reach with a specific degree, and that degree makes you happy, that field makes you happy, it makes you feel like you're helping people, then just do it. You don't have to listen to what everybody else is telling you. Right? It's what your heart, your body, your soul, your purpose is telling you to go through. And it's just like, even here is talking about more inner study. So now you're needing to learn what your purpose is specifically, so before you move on forward. But it's just like, if you are feeling like you're still being called to walk this certain path, walk that path. That's basically what's going on. Don't sit here and think that you're less than because this person has more accolades, this person has more accomplishments than you, okay? What does the good doctor say? I am a surgeon. I am a surgeon. Like, what are you talking about, bro? Like, I know what I'm doing too. So that's where self-esteem also comes with this. Like, your knowledge and your experience is extremely important to this. Is extremely important to what your purpose is trying to take you on. Experiencing life and seeing, even though it may be a dark version of it at this time, but seeing the positive side of certain things throughout August will help you gain a different perspective. And I noticed that the idea of perspective and shifting and mindsets and shifting where you're looking at and how you see the bigger picture has been a theme for the past couple readings that I've been doing. So Spirit's just telling you, hey, you may be closed-minded on this area. You may be negatively seeing or pessimistically seeing certain things on purpose. It's time to find an optimistic view and find that bright side. How can you change this situation for the better? I understand your car's broken down right now, but what can you do to change your situation? You may not have the money right now to fix your car, but at least you have a bike. At least you have some way or some form of transportation to get to work, to where you can save up the money to like either finance a car or fix the car that you currently have, if it's something minimal, something easy for you to do. But it's just like, your situation, your car breaking down is not going to stop you from the end all be all. It's a bummer right now, you have to depend on people right now, but it's just like, if you get a bike, the good part is you can lose weight going on to work. You can feel good about yourself getting to work. Yeah, you may be sweaty, but it's just like, at least you're doing something productive with your time. If you've been trying to lose weight, that's one way to do it. Walking to work sometimes isn't that bad either, but I know everybody has different viewpoints. You can be like, well, that's easy for you to say, but that's that pessimistic view again. You have to see past what is currently happening to you right now. You have to be able to find a solution in your problem. And if you keep looking at the problem before you find a solution, you're going to continually dwell on that problem to where it becomes a bigger issue than what it actually is. All right. So right here we have altar and sunflower. I'm not going to read the whole thing, but basically it's just Spirit talking about, like, I have a good message for you, right? If you allow yourself to see the way that I've been trying to show you, to allow the sunlight to come into your situation and burst out or dismiss all the gray clouds in your eyes or in your skies, you'll actually see the blessings I have waiting for you, right? Libra energy, understanding that you can see things from all sides, from both sides, from a logical view, but understanding that your emotions matter too. Not everything is black and white. You have a colorful situation in front of you. And if you try to see everything from a this or that point of view, you're missing the point altogether, okay? And I'm hoping that makes sense, all right? But yes. So Spirit in the month of August is trying to bring you new opportunities. They're trying to bring you happy messages. They're trying to bring you just happiness in general. And it's just like with the sunflower card as well, if you're into like Ifa, I just had a brain fart. I believe that's the practice where Oshun and the 7 African powers or something like that. But it's like Oshun's flower is a sunflower. Her like favorite things are from oranges to pumpkins to squashes, because those represent fertility and abundance and happiness and joy, because she's the goddess of joy. She's the goddess of love and everything that's abundant and everything that is musical creative. So it's just like, if that's something that you're into, maybe it's time for you to go to your altar and offer her the offering that she's been asking you for quite some time, whether that's her honey. Make sure you taste it before you put it on your altar type thing. Maybe she needs some white wine, maybe she needs some new water type thing. But it's just like, if she's trying to call to you and tell you that if you allow me to put my hand in your situation, I can help you grow. But if you're not allowing the people that, not that you worship, but the people that you work with on the ancestral field, if you're not allowing them to put their energy into your situation, how can they benefit you? How can they help you? How can you give gratitude to them if you think that they're not going to do anything for you? I'm going to pull one more message because I'm feeling that. But yes, I feel like your guys are trying to put their hand in your situation, and you may be defiant to that because of how everything's been going on lately. But they want you to see your emotions and work through those emotions, so that way you can see what they're trying to do for you. What is this? Virgo. Yeah, that's basically what I was saying. Allowing people, it says right here, be open to the opinions of others. They could be seeing something that you aren't. That doesn't mean lack of control. Sometimes, even if it's just a person outside of you, they're trying to help you. They're trying to give you a new perspective. They're trying to show you that, yes, you lost your job, but there's an opportunity down the street. And that opportunity gives you the hours that you want. The opportunity gives you the money and the pay that you deserve. That opportunity gives you the raises and the positions that you're qualified for. They're not going to lowball you. They're not going to steal from you. They're trying to make sure that you have everything you deserve. But because you lost the job that was more socially acceptable, or like something that you thought you wanted, something that you thought you deserved, whether that's a corporate job or a desk job or like working at a dealership or whatever, something that seems like fancy on paper, right? But you weren't happy there. It's like, little did you know, you probably wanted to go work at, like, let's say a daycare, something that was not conventional, something that is like that not a lot of people want to do. Because, you know, just like when you're working at a daycare, there's a lot of stress with a lot of kids. There's a lot of parents that you got to deal with. But it's just like, maybe you love to teach. Maybe you want to be able to see children grow within themselves. And maybe you have a skill that will benefit the youth in that way. And maybe you're happy making other people happy, right? So that could be something to think about. Seeing a job that you didn't think is something that your skills would benefit or flourish in, but little did you know, now you're the director of this daycare. Now you're able to, now you're able to hire, fire, or revamp the whole daycare center to fit the needs of the children, because you know what's more important. You're not trying to hire people just because you need babysitters or just because you need workers or whatever. You're actually trying to create a daycare center where these children can learn, where these children can evolve, where these children aren't in front of a TV screen all day. They're not eating bad food. You have somebody that's cooking delicious food every day type thing. So it's just like, bro, you don't understand. You are going to go from the grunt worker in some places to the legit CEO of the place. Like, that's the type of blessing Spirit has for you and wants to give you. But if you won't listen, you won't allow them to come into your spot or to come into your energy, how can they do that for you? And that's where your self-esteem comes into play throughout the entirety of August. Because if you don't think that you're worth something, you're not going to go for it. You're not going to accept it. Right? Let's go ahead and get into tarot. And I think I'll end it on that note. Alright, what does the month of August have in store for us, Spirit? What does the month of August have in store for us? That is the Seven of Swords, but I'm not going to take it because it didn't come out. Oh, geez, yup. This is how you see certain things. It's the Sun in reverse. That's like your pessimism coming out. But it's just like you see the Nine of Cups here, granting you the wish, showing you the possible and amount of overflow and abundance that you could have throughout the month of August. It's just the time for you to make the wish and then put the energy towards making it happen. We have some judgment moments. So the month of August is really the month of making things happen. It's really the month of putting your energy back to where it deserves to be and working on that emotional flow and understanding that you are deserving of whatever comes out of this birthday cake ritual, whatever comes out of the blowing these candles, you know, because you see these wispy characters, they're listening to what you're saying. They're listening to your intention. They're about to take it and take it to spirit, because that's what's important right now. What you're wanting once the first comes is the intention you set for the entirety of the month. So you need to watch out how you think and how you feel about yourself. Because if you're talking about, I wish I had a better job, or Spirit, please help me find a better situation, better pay, better hours, whatever have you, but you're over here like, I'm not deserving of that job, I'm not deserving of this, I'm not deserving of the pay or the hours, I am not qualified. And you keep saying that in your head, but the words you're speaking are something different. Spirit's going to take what you have subconsciously going on in your mind, because you're not telling anyone your wish. The words that you're saying don't matter. The words that you're writing don't matter. It's what you have inside your mind when you blow out these candles. This is, no one understands what you're going through. They can't hear what you're going through or what you're thinking. They're not mind readers, okay? So it's just like all they see is what the action that you're making. The only person that knows that's what's going on and what you're putting out into the universe is you and Spirit. Okay? And then when we have judgment here, I'm getting, it's a lot more like spiritual guidance than it is karma. We are reawakening something within ourselves, and then we're going to the altar and we're allowing Spirit to come into our energy and allowing Spirit to guide us fully and within our spiritual selves, right? And when it comes down to surrendering our energy to Spirit, it's difficult for a lot of people to comprehend because they want to be in control all the time. You can't be control all of August. I understand it's the month of Leo and Virgos, and they're very dead set on what they want and what they deserve, but you have to allow yourself to flow. You have to allow that Gemini energy, or whatever, Gemini, Sagittarius energy. I'm getting a lot of Pisces energy, like mutable sign energy. Yes, Virgo is not a fixed sign, but Virgo can also be stubborn within her own energy. That femininity within Virgo is very dead set on, this is what I deserve, this is what I'm abundant in, this is what I deserve luxury, and that's period. That's on point blank period. Okay? I love that for you. I get that for you. But we have to allow Spirit to take us there. Spirit has to take us there because we can't bust open those doors. Spirit has the key, right? We have the knowledge and we have the ability to open up that door. But without that key, without that insight, without that message, You can't even open up the damn window, okay? I'm gonna take one more card and then we'll end it there, because I'm pretty sure this message is a long one. Ooh, I'm not taking that. My hand slipped, but that is the Knight of Wands. That's just confirming to you that you know how to use your talents, you know how to use your skill, and for you to go forward when in whatever direction Spirit has you, you're gonna be successful in that. And it's gonna be a very fast motion as well, because wands are action, wands are masculine energy, wands are the doers of the entire deck besides swords, but swords are more mental, swords are more critical thinking, okay? But yes, we have the Ace of Wands here, and that just goes right back to the energy I was speaking on. But the Ace of Wands is step one. The Ace of Wands is going to give you the passion, give you the energy. It's going to be the beginning of a new start, right? It's going to be the beginning of a new opportunity for you. And it's basically talking about, if you take this, you will be successful in it, but you have to allow things to build up from the Ace of Wands to the Ten of, you don't want the Ten of Wands. The Ten of Wands is a stressful card. You don't want the Ten of Wands, okay? But it's just like, you want to be able to go from the Ace of Wands to, let's say, the King of Wands. All right? He may not have as much emotion, but at least he knows what he wants and knows what he desires and knows how to be abundant in himself. Right? That fire under his butt is going to get to him to where he wants to be. And if you desire to be the Queen of Wands, that intuition, that magic, you're able to create and manifest everything you desire, everything you deserve. And that's probably where you want to be, most likely. My fault. I don't want to mess over on the King of Wands, but now that I'm thinking about it, the Queen of Wands is probably more beneficial to you, because that is the master manifester of the wands. Right? She can create, she has that intuition about her. It may not be emotional intuition, she may not be able to be as connected emotionally, but she can see you for what you are, call you on your shit, right? And won't mind scrapping, okay? She may have a hard time cutting people off, she may have a harder time seeing things more logically, but at least that passion is there. That it may be more subjective in her view, but at least she knows what she wants. Just like the King of Wands, that's why they're a good match with each other. She knows what she wants, and she's gonna get fixated on that goal, and she's confident within herself. That's also why you want to become the Queen of Wands, because her confidence is what's going to get you from your manifestation into reality. Right? She's gonna help you get your self-esteem up. And so this is just like the beginning of Spirit building your confidence. So throughout the month of August, okay, throughout the month of August, we're getting out of this moon energy. We're allowing ourselves to dig deep within our subconscious. We are allowing ourselves to learn more about ourselves. We are allowing Spirit into our energy, so that way we can move past whatever negativity we've been falling into. And that's really beneficial for this month of August, so that way we can end the year out strong. If you start the shadow work sooner rather than later, that will be more beneficial than you waiting to the end of the month when everybody else is already on top of their ish and allowing themselves to be better than what they were yesterday, but you're still stuck on the fear, you're still stuck on your reflection, you're still stuck on the person that you hate in the mirror. We need to learn to love yourself, and you need to learn to accept opportunity when it comes to you, when it's opportunity that's beneficial to you. Okay? Spirit wouldn't put you in a situation that you cannot handle. All right, my love? So I'm going to end it there. I hope you enjoyed this message. This is the overview of August, okay? This is just the general energy that I'm getting as of today, okay? I love you. If you need a reading from me, you can book one with me through my email. And like I said, I'm going to create a Fiverr here soon, and y'all will hear about that. But all right, I love you, and I will see you on the next one, okay? Bye-bye.